All right. Let's see. We got Big Romy Rome in the house. Bumpy's BBQ and Soul. Mr. Hockett. Hey, yo. How you doing? Smokehouse Syndicate. How are you? Okay. So those of you who have been here early know the routine that you guys are here. And we have my taste tester number one who was here. And he wants to play for you guys for a moment or so while I kind of finish getting set up. So you have to tell them the song and you have to tell them what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm playing Bugging Out by a Tribe Called Quest. I only know like riff, so that's like it. Something like.
Is that a different song?
No, I'm thinking of what I want to play.
Then say that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of what I want to play. Let's do another Tribe
What song is that?
Can I kick it? I think. Yeah.
Sorry. You need a set list.
I'm thinking.
All right. Anderson says I'm a bass player. All right. Big Lou, what's going on? Thank you, Big Lou. Big Lou said this is cool. Jimmy says slap that thing. Sheldon, how you doing this evening? Carlos. Carlos says it sounds like Take a Walk on the Wild Side. I don't know that either. Jared says hit it, big dog. All right, how about you? Something that you know to the point where you can. And we need like a full song and not just a few notes.
I know most of it. I'm pretty sure this is also the song.
Okay. Big Lou says he tuned in for barbecue and he's getting blues instead. Said it's a nice trade. Now what is that?
Hotel California.
Everyone knows the.
That's the guitar.
Yeah. Oh, how convenient. All right, come on. So that's the intro part. Did you start all over?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
I'll just play it once instead of 3 times.
Mr. Hawkins says you can tell you've been practicing because your fingering on the frets is getting faster. The wrong ones. Bass is a hard instrument to play by itself, but it's getting a lot better. But he's getting a lot better, sorry. What up, Eric? All right. I do recognize that.
Sorry.
Come on. All right, so there are 18 of you guys watching, and if you could, go ahead and give Taste Tester number 1 a big old thumbs up, and I will let him know those numbers. So we're going to get the barbecue talk started in a few moments, but my son, I bought him this bass a few months ago. He's been practicing the bass, and he asked, or he asks if he can kind of open up for me on the live stream. So we will be starting to talk about barbecue. We have another 3 or 4 minutes that he can play, and he's standing here looking at me like he's stuck a little bit. Oh boy, he's switching out. So one of the things you guys don't know yet, or haven't been informed of yet, is he and my wife went half on the guitar. Yes. So now he's wants to play the guitar as well. So let's see. We don't need to turn it all the way up.
It's not all
Okay. Yeah. A little loud. All right. So how about? Oh, Eric says nice job on the guitar. He sees a Deadpool. John Granose says Mo Butter baby. Brother Bear, how you doing? Pat County says hey. In the middle of the barn. Oh, and we got a guitar emoji. And Eric liked the Deadpool on the guitar. Says 16 watch, but only 8 thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up button, please. I used to play guitar, but my fingers got too fat. Too much barbecue, I guess. Sure enough. I know what you mean. Look. I have sausages too. Big Luce's chicks dig guitars. Righteous says rock and roll. He's got 2 more minutes, then we start the barbecue talk, so he needs to get going. Look. Not to put you on the spot or anything. Alright? The next Lenny. Yeah. If he practices enough, he could be. And he has been practicing. That's what Ricer says. Oh, okay. You only have a minute left. Alright. Who knows this one? Sheldon says one of his favorites, learn to hammer on and pull offs. My son switched from piano to guitar when he was 11. Told him at the time it was so he could get more girls. He blushed. Okay. Smoke on the water. Smoke on the water. Yep, hurry up. I'm listening to Primus. Primus, my name is Mud. Listen to. All right. He's gonna keep practicing. He's gonna keep practicing, so you'll probably be able to hear him in the background a little bit. But time for me to get this party started. So I have to get my tripod set up, and I'm gonna get set down here and get my tripod set up for my live stream. So how you guys doing this evening? Of course I have to get my camera all I mean my phone, get it all set up, looking pretty. That look okay, guys? Am I looking all right? All right. Travis says BB King's little nephew. Even I chuckled at that one. All right. So tonight I'm gonna finish off this little bit of Tito's that's left. Mr. Hawkins says he has a Rolling Rock IPA. He says, cheers. Hold on. Salud. All right. It's the birthday week. Oh, so he says he's chilling, Sheldon. All right. Well, happy birthday. So when is your birthday, Sheldon? My brother's birthday is the 22nd, and then my sister-in-law's birthday is the 23rd. And I have some, it's like a Kool-Aid mixed juice or something. So I'm gonna pour that in there, and then I have a little bit more of it. Have another bottle, and I'm gonna have to go over into the little liquor storage there and get another, cause that little bit of Tito's, that wasn't enough. That's not enough. We're gonna be here for a while. All right, 18th. Oh, well, happy belated birthday since it was yesterday. All right. Okay, so there's 21 of you guys on the live stream, and I mean, might as well. Let's wish Sheldon a happy birthday, or happy belated birthday, Sheldon. Hope the weather is going to get right. Well, Jimmy, you know how to get in touch. Rich says he's drinking rum over there, so I have some Airhead bites. Just, I won't say an addiction, but I love these things. So we're just gonna pop a couple and party on. Sean, how you doing this evening, man? Travis, thank you so very much for hanging out. Sheldon says it's nice in New Jersey. Yeah. Right here from Dead Brook Barbecue is here. If you didn't see, I did an interview with Jeff Ricer from Dead Brook Barbecue of Wisconsin. You have to say it that way, Wisconsin. So if you missed my interview with Ricer, unfortunately, we had a little bit of audio difficulty or technical difficulties. There will be a replay up on Ricer's channel that he's going to put up on Friday. So if you haven't, click Ricer's name, hit those 3 dots, go to his channel, and check out the video. Yes, you. Go check out subscribe. Then you'll be notified when the video goes live on Friday. John Renault says a lot of quality adult beverages. Airhead bites. Yo, they're tough. Travis says, how much was that truck? In the video, I said, we were talking about the video from a year ago now. I think the guy was asking $35,000 for it. I didn't actually buy it, but yeah. Okay, so the first hour, I try to talk about the topic at hand tonight. If you didn't or don't know, Jay from Jay's Brappin' Barbecue, he has a grill that he's affectionately named the Chever, okay, because he calls it a cheap behind Weber. All right, so his Chever that he got for $20 from a local supermarket, okay, he cooks amazing stuff, amazing barbecue on this $20 grill. And one of the things that he did the other day in a video, and I thought it was hilarious, he says, when I go to the store to buy my meat, I know my grill is this big. So I'm gonna go ahead and get, a grill. Oh, uh-oh. Description says, let's see what the description says. I'm sorry. There was, when I was trying to upload when I was doing the thing today, it gave me an error message. So it's supposed to say, let's talk raw meat. Oh my gosh. And yes. I'm sorry, let's try to get this resolved. Let's talk raw meat to cooker sizing. So the whole thing was in Jay's video, he was talking about how he knows that his cheddar is this big, right? And that was his exact measurement. He said, I know my cheddar is this big. So when I go to buy my meats, I have to make sure that they're smaller than this big. It cracked me up. But the thing is, we all know our grills, right? Or we know our cookers, our smokers, our pits. And sometimes you just know that something is going to fit or that something is not going to fit. And I know I'm guilty of it. I will squeeze some meat into, especially when I'm doing a cook. Oh shoot, sorry. It says 2010, not 2020. Thank you. I fixed it. Okay. So, thanks, Eric. But the whole thing is, I know I'm guilty of squeezing meat on my grills and overcrowding sometimes. Dog of the Q, how you doing? All right, let's see. Thanks, Mr. Hackett. Victor, sir, thank you so very much for checking in. Lou says, great topic. When I cooked a lot on my 18-inch Weber Smoky Mountain, I could go to Restaurant Depot with a tape measure. I would go to Restaurant Depot with a tape measure. And that was exactly it. So the whole thing Jay was saying is that his cheddar is 18 inches. Okay. And he's like, I know that I have to get something that's smaller than 18 inches. He's like, and I know, boom, this is 18 inches. And if you measured it, it probably would be pretty close. Most folks know what a foot and a half is. So, and the rack of ribs that he put on there, I mean, it was literally this big. His grill was this big. The rack of ribs was slightly bigger than his grill, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna move them to this side and move them to that side." And I mean, if you haven't seen that video, if you haven't seen what I'm talking about, go out to Jay's channel, click on, it was called like 3 racks of ribs or something along those lines. Go out there, and even if you watch the video already, go out there and tell him Dash sent you, and you want to check out his measurement methodology. All right, so let's see. RJ 420 says got some tri-tip and baby back ribs on the offset smoker running cherry and hickory wood. Nice. Hey, yo, Terry, how you doing this evening? Look, Mr. Hawkins says as long as there's air, space, smoking works. Eric from Baracho Barbecue says, make it fit. Yo, sometimes that is the case. Even, believe it or not, even in Bessie, I have had to crowd some things in there. When you guys, hopefully some of you guys who have been around long enough, when I welded in that ability to cook on an additional shelf in Bessie, I had to, and now this was for that 450 person event, but it was the 300 per person event 2 years ago. I ended up welding in a whole nother shelf, and that other shelf that I welded in there was so that I could cook 10 whole briskets. Yeah, been there, done that. Big Steve says, what's good, peeps? Well, RJ, I don't know nothing about that. He says his GG number 4 is still overpowering the smells. It says too loud. What's up, Johnny? If you guys don't know, Johnny was one of the folks that was out there in Texas. He made those breakfast. Well, it was breakfast. I'm calling them breakfast, but they were just fajitas. They were delicious. Craig Lane says, "Hello, everyone. Doing good? Dude, Terry, I'm doing just fine. Stupendous. Actually, I'm gonna take a sip. So you know what, Lou? I have recently started seeing people cook on wood chunks and bricks. I've never done it. And the reason why I've never done it is because I had the room to not have to worry about that. But I've seen a few people do it in Weber's. I saw Ricer do it in his Pit Boss when he had, I think he cooked 3 briskets, maybe 2 or 3 briskets in there at the same time. And he was trying to make sure that he can get everything in there. And he put a wood chunk in the middle to kind of make the brisket, take up some real estate going north as opposed to just east and west type thing. And that was the first time I had seen it. Rich says that was a good video, I guess, from Jay. Big Steve says hello, everybody saying hi. I got tired of trying to make it fit. That's why I upgraded. Sheldon says, well, nothing wrong with that. Johnny says, hello, everybody. How's everybody tonight? Blackstone 36th Central, another pellet smoker. What should I buy? Well, Zach, I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't see the appeal of the Blackstone, but I don't have, let's put it this way. I don't have the room for Blackstone. I don't. And where I would need to put the Blackstone, I definitely don't have the room because it would need to be on the side of the house over right here. I don't have the room. I can't fit another cooking apparatus over there on the side of my house at all. Like, there's no way. Snowball's chance in hell that I can get another cooking apparatus on the side of my house. That being said, if I end up getting a Blackstone or something like that, one of the grills is going to have to go, or I'm going to have to end up cooking in the garage and be like Kent. You don't know Kent from Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Kent cooks in his garage. Nothing wrong with that. It's just when I'm cooking, especially when I'm cooking for the family, I want to be closer to the house. That was the whole reason why I brought one of the drums up here to the house, so I could cook out here. Now I probably could start turning some things, different orientations, but then I'm like running out of room and playing musical chairs in order to get another cooker on the side of the house, and then the last thing that I have to have is I need to make sure it has a lid, because open air, open dust, open everything, it's just a thing. I don't know though. Your mileage may vary. Mm-hmm. John says he enjoys his Blackstone. Dan says, Ayo, huge fan of you and Austin, Texas, best city in our beautiful country. What did I think of it? I like Austin a lot. I wish it was warmer and we could have got to hang out. But it is what it is. I've been to Austin a few times. That was my wife's first time going to Austin. Ricer says that brick trick helps set the rub too. I love the new rear grease trap even more. Okay. I want the new Pro Series. My old one didn't have a trap. Little chunks under the meat to help stop the pooling on my briskets. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm either not cooking enough briskets or that pooling on the brisket doesn't bother me. But yeah, I'm seeing Harry Sue use the wood chunks under a brisket. Well, here's another one. Says Harry Sue does that with the chunk of wood for his brisket so the fat doesn't pool into spots, now allowing the meat to form and bark on the flat. Okay. Zach says, I love doing breakfast on them in hibachi. I can imagine, dude. That will be the thing. Like, breakfast on the Blackstone will be awesome, will be dope. But, I mean, it's just, it would be one of those things where I would probably have to take my wife's propane grill and turn it sideways and then put the Blackstone. So where my wife's grill is currently, it's at the end of our deck, right? So it's sitting, at the end of the deck. And if I were to get a Blackstone, I would have to turn her grill this way and then the Blackstone this way, and I could cook kind of in between. But then it would be in the way of the back door. And it's like, oh, okay, well, put it on the other side of the deck. But then that's got like, there's a whole bunch of problems in between. One of them will probably be too close to the house and the siding, and oh man, just I don't know how I could not die from joking, but I don't know how I could work it out. Johnny says you have so many cookers. If you had to get rid of 3, which ones would you kick to the curb? Priscilla, drum number 2, and I have an 18-inch Weber kettle. I really don't want to get rid of drum number 2. So much history in that cooker. All right, John says he brought the combo unit about 6 months ago, cooking it almost every night. Was that the combo one with the griddle and the propane, like the propane burner? That one, John? Kirk says, hey, yo, what's happening, man? Nothing much. Mr. Hawkins says, I drug out my bullet smoker today to do a Cornish game hen for him, just for him. When I can pull out the thigh bone is done. He said it was awesome. Fred says, hey, yo, anyone have a Lone Star Grill's mini insulated cabinet? I know there's a guy, Chris. I believe it's Chris. I don't know about the mini insulated cabinet, but he has a Lone Star Grills and he's close. I actually want to link up with him. My weekends with basketball and kids sports and stuff like that have been crazy, but I really want to go up to his house. He lives in Delaware, not too far away, but I want to go up to his house and actually, like, I want to cook with it. Johnny says I need a flat top. Okay. No area. I want to get any more toys. Rich says, the 2 burners on the side with the fryer pot. Okay. Eric says, I love my Blackstone. It's great for breakfast. No mess in the kitchen. And all the food stays hot instead of using 1 or 2 pans on the stove. Yep. But you know what? Like, I will say, we have a we have an electric griddle that we use. And then we also use the griddle that's built into the stove. And then my wife actually just bought like another griddle pan that she'll spread across the 2 burners or 2 burners and cook breakfast on that, man. It makes a mean French toast. Oh, John, you're absolutely right. John says, Dash, if the right cooker comes available, you will find room. That you are correct, sir. Definitely. Flat top seconds, actually, that breakfast. Yes, they make a 17-inch tabletop version. But see, I know better than trying to buy a tabletop version because that's not going to be enough room. I have a family of 5, and can you cook an entire pack of bacon on a 17-inch tabletop version? Just riddle me that, Batman. Yeah. Lou says I've contemplated a flat top, but you can do the same thing in the cast iron pan. Just throw it out, I'm throwing it out there, and I use my cast iron stuff. And I've been debating. I've seen recently. I'm trying to think. Was it Mr. Hockett that was talking about a 20-inch? Oh no, it might have been Victor, who was talking about a 20-inch skillet. And I looked into it and looked, and oh my gosh, man, I want one. What I need a 20-inch skillet for? No damn idea. But that 20-inch skillet would fit pretty much almost darn near perfectly in my Weber kettle and or on the Big Green Egg. Just saying. So, just kind of throwing it out there. Terry says, hey, Dash, you see my pulled pork on IG? I can't say that I did. I do a lot of scrolling on Instagram. I may have seen it. If I liked it, I saw it. If I didn't like it, I might not have seen it. John says he's got plenty of room on his 28-inch. Homer has a Blackstone flat top and a fryer one. I saw that the other day. Let's see. Speaking of sports, please keep posting number 2 basketball videos. And yes, he is getting much better. Definitely, Mr. Hockey. You know, it's funny. I mean, and Victor commented on a comment, where he replied about a comment about the basketball videos, and the whole thing is this. In a nutshell, Taste Tester number 2. I started filming one day. I said, you know what? They were playing, and I said his team, they were playing, and they were messing up. And I said, you know, it would be so much easier for him to see what he's doing wrong if I just film him. So then I just pulled out my camera and I started filming him. And he sat and watched the footage and watched the footage and watched the footage and watched the footage. Like all week long, he watched the game. He watched that game probably 15, 20 times in a week. And then the next weekend, he said, Daddy, can you please film the game? Can you please film the game again? And I'm like, all right, cool, fine. So I recorded it and I let him watch it. And he said, well, Daddy, can you put it on YouTube so I can watch it, you know, on my phone? I said, all right. So I put it on YouTube and I sent him a text message with the game footage. And he said, well, Daddy, how can I give this to my friends? And I'm like, you want other people to see this? He said, well, you know, my teammates. And I'm like, all right, here's the link. And this was actually before he had a service plan. So he was just working off of Wi-Fi and email. So I would email him the game or the link, and then he would email to his friends and stuff like that. And it just morphed into me just putting it up on my channel publicly. And I am not the biggest fan of it, but it is not necessarily for me. It is for him and his teammates so they can easily find the videos. Now, I'm posting them on my channel because I have one channel. I'm not going to create a whole nother channel just to post basketball video. I'm just not going to do it. And the amount of views that those videos are getting me is nominal. I'm not making any money off of those videos, but also I want to make sure that they can find them a little easier. And of course, the fact that I have a decent amount of subscribers and such on my channel makes them a little easier to be seen. That being said, I'm going to still put the videos up. If you don't want to watch my son's basketball games, I understand. I do. I will not take offense if you don't want to watch them, but just no need to be like, stop posting barbecue, basketball videos. This is the barbecue channel. This is my channel, and I will post my son if I so choose. And that's the last we're going to talk about that. Anyway, Craig says I'm gathering materials to build an offset. Looks like it'll be 300-gallon tanks on a tank, a 300-gallon tank on a trailer. Well, dang. Jimmy says, I found a little Smoky Joe on my dad's that he cooked on years ago. Brought back a lot of memories to cook on it tonight. Well, that's what's up. Zach says, yes, a whole pack of bacon on the 17-inch. All right, I'll take your word for it. Can you find room for one of those cookers from my trip from Austin? Heck yeah, Steve, I can. I will clear out a whole garage for one of them daggone things, like in a heartbeat. I will build a whole new structure to leave it outside and to cover it up if necessary. Don't put it past me. Lewis is the 20-inch pancake. Yep. Hey, Mr. Richards, checking in from up the street in Catonsville. So good to see you on. Thank you for popping in. You can renovate upstairs kitchen into a Japanese steakhouse, flat top and table boom, and you can cook like 25 packs of bacon on it. If you watch Brisket, you can get Brick Seek. You can get lucky if you get a flat top for $90. A few years back, I got mine for $45 at Walmart. All right. Rome says I have a 36-inch stainless steel flat top. All right. It's perfect on the kettle, and I've seen some new ones. Oh boy. Man, Jimmy Q, stop it, Victor. Stop talking about that daggone $90 skillet. Stop it. Jimmy Hughes says, "Evening Dash, how's it hanging?" Good. I'm seated right now, so we're good. We're good. We're in a good place. We got Chef Johnny from Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. He says, hey yourself, sir. Hey, I'm not that big of a bologna fan, but I might mess with that garlic bologna you made earlier. I was really trying to figure out, like, I don't know. I've never made sausage, so I don't know about the whole fat and rendering thing. But I thought, well, the reason I commented what I commented was because I thought the higher temperature is going to render the fat. Um, because I know I cook via sous vide. I won't say regularly, but I cook via sous vide every now and again. And the higher the temperature, the fat is going to render. Like, I think. Driving home and listening in. All right, that's what's up, Chef. Appreciate you stopping by. Bushy Bato, how you doing this evening? This guy, Griddle Master, makes a flat top that fits your event grill. Yo, I have heard about one of those, Fred. But that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. I don't need something that big. But I did actually think about contemplate getting a like a flat square one that you would use because um Craig from Beers Jack Barbecue has a little griddle, like a little stainless steel one that goes on top of his Weber, and he's used it a couple times in a few videos. And I'm like, man, that thing might be perfect for my Johnny Five, my the 5 foot table grill. And I'm like, no, because that would mean the top has to be open all the time, and there's so much with stuff with that. This evening I finished out the last of the Tito's that I bought after my trip to Austin and seeing James drink it all weekend long. So I'm getting ready to pour. You know how that last little I poured the little topper thing in my cup, but I'm gonna pour that last little nip. Oh darn it! I wasted it. It wasn't even on camera, but it was like that little stream. So, oh man, was it Texas Barbecue Guy? He posted up a video earlier this morning, and it was just him pouring that loose whatever the potato vodka is, the one that starts with the L, loose something or other. He poured that into like slow motion pour. It was dope. It was dope. But yeah. Christina says hello. Good to see you. Well, good to be seen, Christina. Thank you so very much for hanging out and being and representing the 10% of females that watch my barbecue channel. Thank you. That's what's up. So those of you guys who have the griddles, what do you do when you run out of space? Like, let's say you're cooking. So again, Chris from Bottle Cap Barbecue, I watched him make some. He made some bacon. He made Luke Sous Awa. I don't. Yeah, I never say it. I just call it the potato vodka with the red label. Huh. But what do you guys do when you run out of room on your griddle tops? I mean, especially if you had one of the smaller ones, like that 17-inch tabletop one that can fit a whole pack of bacon on it. What do you guys do when you run out of room? Like, do you do Jay's measurement method when you know? All right, you guys can talk to me too. Y'all talking amongst yourselves. So what do you guys do when you run out of room on your cookers? Bushibato, yes sir, I am doing great. Jack, Betty, hopefully you guys are here. I haven't seen you comment yet, but you're here in spirit, or I wish you were here in spirit. I haven't seen, someone who I haven't seen and I'm actually kind of concerned about. I haven't seen Quester J. So if any of you guys have contact information or know how to get in touch with Quester J, I sent him a message on Instagram and he didn't reply, and he doesn't actually post on Instagram very regularly. But I think I may have, now that I think about it, I may have an email address and possibly a phone number from him ordering some stickers or a t-shirt, and I'm going to dig down into that. But yeah. Look, Jack says, there he goes again, forgetting about her being a female. No, I didn't forget about you being a female. I didn't know if you were here. Me talking about the females, Jack, and Betty, is what made me start to think about the fact that Jack and Betty was here. See, I even said hi to you before I saw your comment. A while back, Pat Sexist House says, a while back, Baby Back Maniac reviewed a flat top grill that fit on the gas grill. I think you cook burgers on it. Okay. John. I understand. John says, you know me, I have the 36 and the new 28. Nothing wrong with that, man. Sometimes, variety is the spice of life. Terry says, don't forget to smash that thumbs up, and I would greatly appreciate it. Really, guys, when you hit that thumbs up button for me, it really does help my channel. It really does help these videos, these live streams, and not only that, it really does make me feel better. It really lets me know that you guys are actually enjoying the chat and you're having a good time, and obviously you guys come back every week. You guys are a part of the conversation, and I really appreciate you guys being here. So definitely appreciate you guys being here. Zach is funny. Run out of room, buy bigger griddle. Rice says, I think I have something. No problem, Johnny. I never run out of room. Sounds like a third world problem. Big Rome says, I need a Blackstone. Shoot. Well, I do too, apparently. It's the new happening thing. Like, I was cool getting a pellet grill, and then different pellets in the cooker yet? Anything you can recommend? All right, so I have, speaking of pellets, and the pellet grill, because the pellet grill is one of those ones. My Traeger is Traeger Pro 22, so I guess it's a 22-inch something or other. Anyway, I have run out of room cooking on the Traeger. There's only so much room, and there's only so much cooking area that you can actually cook on. And so I primarily have bought the Pit Boss pellets, and that's only because I can get them from Walmart and hand carry them home. But I did try those charcoal pellets, the Pit Boss charcoal pellets, and I didn't find any value add. The reason why I didn't find any value add is because when I'm doing things on the pellet grill, typically I'm trying to get some extra flavor out of them. So I'm trying to get some extra smoke flavor out of them. And me cooking on charcoal pellets, I could cook on charcoal right next to the pellet grill and save the electricity. But then I would be monitoring the grill and other stuff like that. And my cat is playing with something under the table. If you hear that, comment meow down below. Now she's gonna get kind of quiet because she knows I'm talking about her. But I didn't find any value add, and I didn't find any value add, and it was just because I really want that smoke flavor when I'm cooking with the pellets. And it didn't give me like a huge charcoal flavor either. I did end up mixing some of those charcoal pellets in with some of the other pellets, and yeah, that was about it. Let's see. Jack says the large skills will add to your weight. Nothing. I'm like, it'll make you wait longer. No, he's literally talking about it's gonna make you fat. He says nothing better than biscuits and gravy on the cast iron. Big Rome says I have a Z grills and love it. All right. Thoughts on the new Weber pellet grill, and I was waiting for this one. Um, First off, I don't have $1,200 to buy the daggone thing, so you don't have to worry about me buying one of those quickly. Second of all, if Weber wants to reach out and say, "Hey, we heard you want to make some space for a new grill on the side of your house," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. I will gladly accept one. I'm not going to tell them no, especially seeing as how number one. I think that Weber should have done some more smoke testing, pun intended, with that thing ahead of time. It seemed like they let the people who are backyard, you know, enthusiasts cook on it, and those backyard enthusiasts didn't put that thing through its paces like one of us would. Like, man, I've seen Justin had Baby Back Maniac. He had a problem and he had a fire, dude, a fire inside of his brand new, and he's like, I can understand if it was like some caked up gunk in there and everything. He was like, it's brand new. It was not gonna get any cleaner than it was before I started. And he cooked 2 pork shoulders. That was it, just 2 pork shoulders. Can you imagine if he had like half a dozen in there? And yeah, whew, that's scary. Uh, David says, "Love all you do." Do you have to go? Love all you. I love what you do, and he has to go. Well, thank you very much. Big Rome says, "I'll cook 2 pork butts and 14-pound briskets." Nice. Griddling is a big community, and a griddling is as big a community as barbecues access. I am finding that, and one of the things that is crazy is those folks who are black stoners versus the um, what's the other one? There's a Blackstone, and then there's, oh gosh, it's escaping me. Charcoal pellets don't make a difference. Yep, I agree, Big Rome. Lumberjack pellets working well for me. A couple guys at work go in on a pallet so we get a good price. Well, Fred, hello. I would like to try lumberjack pellets. Northeast Beast LaFell, what's up, Jeff? He says, "Hey yo, is anyone good? Got a good recipe for some medicated barbecue sauce." Well, unfortunately, RJ, you might be on the right coast for that. I am not on the right coast for that, and I don't have any CBD or THC infusion barbecue sauces. All right, that's what's up, Johnny. Congratulations, chef. Tons of fire videos out now. I know, right, sir? I've seen a couple that were suggested to me, and I'm like, nope. I'm going to watch Justin. I'm going to wait for Justin's next video. Infused honey. I've never used infused honey, Jeff, but we do like some raw honey. We have a farmer's market that's pretty nice around here, and I get some of the raw honey there. Oh yeah, I did see it, Mr. Hockett. Engineers were vegans, not a lot of grease and vegetables and fruit. No comment, Ricer. No comment. I got a butter machine, not sure how to infuse honey or oil. Um, well, if you have a butter, then all you really need to do is not even melt the butter down, but get it room temperature and then put your honey or whatever oil you have in it and then fold it all in and then chill it. Just like making a compound butter. Need a heat shield on the bottom of the grills, like my Weber propane Genesis grill. All right. I don't know. Oh, Camp Chef. Thank you, guys. So yeah, Blackstone versus Camp Chef, and oh my gosh, like, whew, they're like Ford and Chevy. Huh. See? I see the reviews of the Weber. If they can't make something that can match my camels, then tough. Well, Jack, not everybody has the ability to turn barbecue into cigarettes. Watch us video was amazed at the fire. Look, man, lumberjack is what I use. I've had very good luck with them. All right, John. I think I would have to order them like through Amazon or something like that. I haven't seen lumberjack pellets locally. So Chris, I was talking about you earlier and your Blackstone and what you made for breakfast the other day. We were talking about fitting lots of food on the Blackstone, and I said that you cooked some bacon and you made some pancakes, and you didn't have a problem fitting everything on it. But excuse me, if I were to get that like smaller 17-inch tabletop one, I could have a problem trying to fit everything on it. All right, so let's see. Big Rome says the Weber smoke fire is a pellet grill, not a smoker. Well, unfortunately, Rome, they have billed it as both. And if you're going to bill it as both, then you have to be able to. It has to be able to live up to its to its name, and its abilities. And that ability says that it can cook low and slow and hot and fast. Eric says, "Hey yo, Dash," and everyone else. All right. Big Rome says, "What's up? Hey yo, we got more Erics in the house. How many Erics are here tonight? I think I've seen 3 so far. Uh, yeah, no problem, Chris. Like seriously, we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, if you guys haven't seen, Chris put up a video of him cooking breakfast, and he did one of those put the bacon in the pancake type deals. My kids might appreciate that, but I ain't cooking for them like that. No, I don't like them like that. Blackstone for the mobility, Camp Chef more for leaving it there nice and sturdy. All right. What's going on, running low nines? The wide cast iron burners, not the steel tube they use now. Hey, Texas barbecue guy, also someone who I was talking about earlier. I poured the last of my Tito's in my glass, and I wanted to do like a slow, nice cinematic shot like you did with that potato vodka. And yeah. Oh, look, there's another Eric. Eric. Oh gosh, but look. There's my buddy Eric, so Dark Mufasa. Then there's Eric Smith. Then there's Eric from Barbecue More. Then there's Lou Calamatis. He doesn't qualify as an Eric, but I'm sure we could take some letters from his name and make Eric. Texas Barbecue Guy. Nope. Uh, Look, Eric's taking over. He says. Um, Reister says agree, but the grease drain next to the fire pot is an epic fail. Um, I don't know how. Maybe the fire pot just got hot enough and it boiled the grease, so the grease kind of got stuck in. Because I had a fire in Bernadette when the grease was just pulled up at the bottom of the cooker, and even though I tried to keep water in there, it was just a little too hot and a little bit too much grease, and it just kind of spontaneously combusted. Fire the hopper, probably screaming hot one side and cool on the other. Jeez. Yes. Texas barbecue guy, cheers. Thank you, sir. Zach says he wish he didn't sell it. Well, it happens. Shoot. I just made butter in space and a space cake because I was bigger and rounder than the brownies. Just pay attention to K, add butter to oil, your favorite sauce. All right. Maybe the whatever needs an LS conversion. Gosh. And so a friend of mine posted a video in our in my car guy chat talking about spinny boys. Spinny boys are eBay turbos that are commonly used in cheap LS swaps. So, John, probably going to need an LS swap and some spinny boys. Moving to the man cave. All right, well, you enjoy your trip. All the money we ever put into that fire, to the fire, and they used the smallest caches they could find. But you know what, Jason? I think is it Jason Bushibato? I kind of agree with Justin. Justin said, cat again. It's going crazy. She wants attention. He said, the casters are effective. They work. They work. He said, that if Weber can save a couple bucks and use smaller casters that work, yeah, then why not? So let's see. Jason says, there's Luke Calamadas. He doesn't qualify, but we can make him an Eric. Yeah, he probably looks like an Eric. He does look like an Eric. Yeah, we can make him an honorary Eric. Look, what's your middle name, Lou? He says, I have no E, R, or C. How funny is that? We're gonna make you Eric. The ash and grease made a damning effect that the grease flames up at around 375 degrees. I think, well, that surface of the fire pot is 375 degrees. Probably right. The grease gets mixed in with the dust in the Weber and it can't drain out. Yep. John liked it. He's on nonchalant. No pellet popper for me. Smoke flavor is too damn light. Well, Eric, man, I'm telling you, you know what's so funny? I've been saying it ever since I've had my pellet grill, and I've had my pellet grill now for over a year. So while I am no authority, I feel like I've put plenty of cooks through that thing. The people who complain, I'm gonna say complain. The people who lack or lust after the smoke flavor most are the ones who might not cook as often, or are the ones who have the ability to spend 4 hours cooking dinner. I don't have that ability every single day or every time I start up the grill. So, that being said, the convenience of being able to use that pellet grill far outweighs my need for it to have the smokiest flavor possible. Hopefully that makes sense. Um, and it's a convenience thing, and that convenience is, you pay for convenience. You go into 7-Eleven and you can get milk. You buy a half a gallon of milk at 7-Eleven, it's going to cost you the same amount if you go to a market and get that gallon of milk, but you're paying for that convenience. Well, the payment for your convenience of being able to use the pellet grill is lighter smoke flavor. And I'm sure with the addition, or if you were using some of those pellets in one of those amazing smoke tubes, or you could turn the temperature down, because the whole thing is the smoke gets blown away through the convection effect of the cooker. Excuse me. That wasn't my dinner. Ugh, burped. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you kind of agree. Made destination. Now I can pay more attention and respond. Well, thank you, Chef Johnny. I appreciate that. No problem, Lou. Jason and Justin, baby back man. All right. I never owned a Weber. Well, Terry, you know what? I am a believer. I won't say I've drunk the Kool-Aid, but that the first one of the first grills I had was Weber, and I used it in back when it was just my wife and I. So I've had that one for a very, very long time. The 18-inch Weber I have. Then recently I got, I say recently, it's been 2 years now since I've had Charlotte, and finally put her up on that table and got her working. And I use Charlotte probably once a week. I understand why so many people love their Webers. I do. Drink the Kool-Aid if you think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but they are good. They are good. Oh, the smokers are like outside oven. Nope, Jeff. Nope. The propane grill is like an outdoor oven. Okay, and I mean it. We've had this discussion. I think it'll end up buying a Blackstone and selling my GMD to buy the new GMG to buy the new model. Well, Zach, that sounds like a plan. All right, Lou, come on. I'm ready. I'm gonna ask. I ask good questions, Lou. You should know that by now. All right, Texas barbecue guy. Hopefully all is well. and you're settled in the man cave, hopefully you can pour up something else for you. Pepper Lane's is off subject question just got on. What scale do you use to weigh out meat? I'm looking to buy one. Would love my opinion. Um, I have a kitchen countertop scale that I bought from Amazon. If you look in the description of this video, I believe I have a link to the scale or a link to a scale similar to the one that I have. But I would just, word of caution, get a scale that can weigh up to 22 pounds, which is 10 kilos. Just because if you have to weigh out pans that are like 15 pounds or 18 pounds, a lot of the kitchen or, like countertop scales go up to 10 pounds. So just get one that has that higher capacity. Uh, Eric says we will review all applications to be Eric in order which they are received. I love you guys. I really do. You guys get my humor and I love it. I've never owned a pellet grill, which is the best overall. I've never owned a pellet grill, which is best overall. So, Jason, that's kind of subjective because all of them have their pros and cons. Like, if you lined the top 10 pellet grills up in a row, each one of them can do something differently than the other one can do. And it's one of those things where you kind of have to check, see which boxes you need checked by each of the specific pellet grills. Eric says it's very convenient, no doubt. I love my GMG, grilling or smoking. That gets the job done. Yep. I stand by Green Mountain Grills. Custom service is on point, and the product is spectacular. Demetrius, there we go. Now, oh wait. Lou Calamatis. I guess we would have to use the K in order to Louis Demetrius Calamatis. Yeah, we would have to use the K. But one of the Erics in here, he's ERIK. So you're being good company, Lou. He'd be the Greek Eric with a K. Fire up my other cooker when I run out of room. All right, Morgan says. You guys. Jay, we were talking about you, man. I was talking about your measurement method the other day. Okay. Dude, you said we should make a topic about this, and I listen, man. I take your suggestions, not just your suggestions, Jay, but I listen to you guys who are commenting because I really want this to be an open dialogue, an open conversation. But Jay, I like seriously, that cracked me up. He's like, my cheddar only this big, so when I go to the market, I have to make sure that anything I buy is not this big, because then it won't fit on my cheddar. He's like, I know how big my cheddar is, so I know, I make my measurement. Lou says he used to go to the restaurant depot when he was using his 18-inch Weber, and he would actually take a tape measure with him. So Jay, you are not alone, brother. You are not alone. Chris says he takes his green. So GMG, for those of you guys who might not know, is Green Mountain Grill. It's a hard machine to beat. Yep, if you say so. But don't all pellet grills have ash blowing all over the cook chamber, getting all in your food? No, Jim, nothing. You're not going to get any more ash in a pellet grill more than you would out of a charcoal grill if you agitate the charcoal. Seriously. It's not that bad. And you see more of the charcoal that lands everywhere else than you do on your food. So it's one of those things where I would caution you, I would implore you to take a little bit of time and do a little bit more research. It really isn't that bad. Is there ash being blown around? Yes. But the majority of the ash settles in the bottom of the cooker itself, and it doesn't actually, like, you don't get perfect example. On the side of my house, I have a bunch of cookers and grills. You guys see that. My Big Green Egg is the one that I've used the least, all right? And I'm trying to remedy that. I actually used it the other day, and there'll be a video coming soon. Those of you guys who saw them on my Instagram, know what's coming. Those of you guys who didn't should follow me on Instagram so you can know what I'm cooking when I'm not on YouTube per se. But the point I'm trying to make is there was ash and dust on Sammy, the big green egg, just from not using it. Same thing on the Traeger, but that ash and dust comes from the actual cooking itself. But that the ash from the Traeger is enough to get on the Sammy, which is next to it, enough onto the table from Charlotte. I mean, ash, yes, but it's not to the point where you think you're licking the bottom of an ashtray or eating Jack's food. No, it's not like that, bro. And I mean, no, it's not. No, it's not. I want to stick burner again, Righteous says, but more people are buying pellets these days, and we'll continue. I agree, and the convenience of the pellet grill cannot be beat. It just cannot be beat. It just can't. Terry says the last two grills I've had have been 50 gallon drums. Nice. Lou says I love Weber, great company. I commend them for branching out. I agree though. It should have been tested better. I actually really want a Jumbo Joe. All right. Yes. I can't say that name. Luke Suwawa. Susawa. Luke Susawa, maybe. I don't know. If I heard it said, then I can repeat it back. I have a really good ear. The Jimmy, he's almost ash in the bottom, but good pellets leave a little ash. Yeah, well, seriously. All right. So bottle cap says the heat deflector keeps ash out at the bottom of the chamber, and I agree. It probably 75-80% of the ash, because it blows up and around. It sits in the bottom of the grill. This is the keeping the ash out of the bottom. All right. Just got done making dinner. Jay says, "Well, what was for dinner?" Loves you, Sass man. Keep me sane. Well, Lou, that's what's up. Never mind. Just bought a Masterbuilt 560. It has the convenience of a pellet, but keeps you more involved with the smoke process. What's your take on it? To be completely honest, I have not seen or I wait. That Masterbuilt 560, is that the gravity fed charcoal grill? I think that's a Masterbuilt. That's like charcoal or gravity fed charcoal. Um, please comment. There's so many different grills. I don't know every single make and model. Uh, yeah, Eric says, right, so you can have both. Just buy the offset and enjoy. Yep. Yeah, man, I can do. Well, you guys know I can do 16-pound briskets in my sleep. Big green egg, you missed those videos. Well, Jay, they're coming. I'm trying to like incorporate every cooker again. I know I say that, and then what ends up happening is I get stuck in the convenience rut. Hey, which one can I start really quickly? Hey, which one can I do this on really fast? Because in the afternoons, I get home at 3 o'clock. The sun is down by 5. That doesn't give me very much time to cook something outside. Be like, yeah, he's not weird. No, you're weird. I'm not weird. You're weird. Da, 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 da. Maybe you to prove that they were real. Proving what was real, John? All right, so Vince says, why do I use Sammy the least? The reason I use Sammy the least is because she takes the most time to get started. Point blank, period. I can start up, cook on, and shut down every one of the grills on the side of the house probably twice in the same time it takes me to get Sammy up and going. I made something the other day on Sammy, okay? And the cook took 15 minutes. The cook took 15 minutes. waiting for the cook, waiting for the grill to come up to temperature took over an hour and a half. The ceramic grills, they come up to temperature very slowly. And I'm grateful it comes up to temperature very slowly because I've learned that it's far easier to take your time and let it ramp up to the temperature where you need it to be, and then you can level it off, as opposed to trying to get it up to temperature and then trying to get the temperature down. Oh, it don't work that way. It don't work that way at all. So again, that's why I use Sammy the least, because and I've talked about it in videos before where Sammy is like a convertible, a sports car. Get Sammy going and she's off to the races. That's it. Or you are going to drive a really fast car slowly. Okay? That's it. There is no in between. Jay says, I just want a vertical smoker. Man, I highly recommend it. If you can get, one of those, like a pit boss vertical smoker, I think you'd be good, man. Um, Kind of give you the best of both worlds. I know you're in an apartment and that might be something you can kind of wheel out onto the, not on the sidewalk, but wheel outside and then pull back inside so nobody takes it. I cook a little different style, not to mention portions depending on how I'm storing leftovers. Well, understandable. It's a triple distilled potato vodka. Oh, I'm aware. I love the potato vodka. Cut my teeth on ashes. Jack said. Oh man, Courtney, how you doing this evening? I have a Chef Mark 42 in height, worth $179. You can get in propane or just wood. All right. Da, 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 da. Texas Barbecue Guy says he loves his stick burner, even if it's an Oklahoma Joe. You know what, man? We all have to start somewhere. I try not to knock people on whatever cooker they're using. I'm like, if you're trying to improve, if you're trying to feed your family, if you're, trying to make a couple dollars, I don't crap on that. You know what I mean? I don't. I think to each his own. I am blessed to be able to cook on a lot of different cookers and have a lot of different cookers, but I have yes, John, what I had on Instagram, um that thing. It took 15 minutes to cook. And it was an hour and a half, almost 2 hours of me waiting for it to come up to temperature. Uh I do a ton of meat through mine, and it handles 17-pound prime brisket, no problems on Christmas. Yep, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. But all right, so I am talking. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. So John, he's laughing because John has a few big green eggs, and I think it's one of those things where he can relate. And he said he's laughing. And he says, "You definitely learned a big green egg." It took me a while, John. It took me probably 6 months to figure out that, yo, you can't cook on it like a grill and try to cook on it slowly. You can't cook on it like something that you're gonna cook slowly on and want it to cook like a grill. No. That thing, it has I won't say a mind of its own, but it's gonna do. Sammy gonna do what she gonna do, okay? And she be damned if she said, oh, you think you're gonna eat in an hour? Ha ha. Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna be ready for you to put food on for an hour and a half, and then like turn around and sassily walk off. Like, you think you're gonna cook with me in a couple minutes, but I know better. That's how Sammy is. Like Sammy just she treats me dirty, but I don't mind cooking on the grill. It's just I know that I have to devote the thing I cooked on Sunday. I got up on Sunday morning. I got up on Sunday morning because I was trying to make it for lunch. I got up on Sunday morning and I started the grill at 10:30 a.m. It was after 12:30, almost 1 o'clock by the time the kids were eating. And my wife was like, I thought you said you were trying to make lunch. I was trying to make lunch. Jeez. Uh, Lou says, couldn't agree more about the ceramic. It does take away to get it going. Part of the reason you want the jumbo, or part of the reason why he wants the jumbo Joe, is for smaller stuff. Pellet is a little out of my budget currently. Well, Lou, there's some cheaper, inexpensive pellet grills out there, pellet cookers out there. And I think I am a firm believer of buying middle of the road. You don't have to buy the most expensive one, and you shouldn't always buy the cheapest thing out there. So if you could find one kind of middle of the road, but I think Camp Chef, I think Traeger and Green Mountain Grills are a little pricey. Z Grills for pellets, and definitely Pit Boss for pellet grills too. Those are just off the top of my head without doing much research. Yeah, but I want they cook at different temps per rack level. Eric, almost everything is going to cook at a different temperature per rack because of the way heat rises and such. Da, 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 da. Dude, Eric, this is the whole reason. I mean, excuse me, Jay. This is the whole reason why we're talking about the measurement right here. I talked about how your grill is 18 inches, and you measured your ribs while you were at the market. Chef Young, what's going on with you, man? Shoot, it's got to be what, 5 o'clock in the morning there? No, it's earlier than that. Maybe 4 o'clock in the morning there. It's one or the other. You better know what you want to do before you light her up, dude. John, you could have saved me like 6 months of grief by telling me that, like from jump. But you know what, John? Can I get some kudos because I did figure it out, and it was one of those things where it just kind of you have an epiphany, and you're like, no, this damn thing doesn't, like, I can't get it to cook at 200 because I get people when I would be doing something at like 225, 250 degrees, people be like, oh, how did you get that big green egg to be at such a low temperature? And you're like, once it hits the temperature, you start closing off the vents. Pretty simple. I don't want it to get past this temperature. So if I leave the vents open, it, it's gonna go past that. I don't want it to go past that. So close everything off. Like, it's not rocket science, but wow, sometimes it can be difficult for people to learn that. Camp House Barbecue Company says, hello, I made it. No, I've made it. You are here. I'm the one who made it. My target temperature is usually 250, but then the Kamado says 300 when it's 300. Lou, I get it. I learned from you to use the weed burner to start mine, and she gets the temp fairly quick. Then dial her in. All right, yeah. Well, look. You know what else you saw that I did, John? Was I pushed a lot of the coals to the back or on one side of the cooker. I remember when I did that, you were like, "Why didn't I ever think to do that?" I mean, I just wanted a hot zone and a cool zone. If everything is super duper hot, then I can't cook some chicken a little lower and slower. Uh, that would drive me nuts waiting 2 hours to get the temperature. Well, I'm telling you, man. But once the grill gets to temperature, it stays at that temperature. Um, John says, don't forget the Yoder pellet cookers. You're absolutely right. The only problem with the Yoder pellet cookers is they are expensive. And excuse me, Lou was saying that he can't afford whatever the pellet grills that are out there currently, kind of at the top of the market. And then, yeah. Chef Young says it's 7 a.m. All right. The biscuit test and found a hot spot on any grill and learn your pit. Camp House, I agree. Only problem is, man, that's a waste of biscuits sometimes. But I still want to do that whole biscuit test on Bernadette, just because I think it's gonna be super duper interesting. I just haven't had the time to light a fire and to get it going and to do the biscuit test. But I want to do the biscuit test. Pizza oven, no. Mm-mm. Yes, another Eric. We roll deep. Eric Smith says. What barbecue ladder that doubles as a weed burner? Oh, that barbecue ladder that doubles as a weed burner is awesome. Yeah, you guys can thank Kirk, the builder of the smokers, the big smokers, for that one. He put me onto that one. And what's crazy is I had a hard time finding it because they don't sell it at every Lowe's or Home Depot. I just so happen to have to go on to like Lowe's or Home Depot's website, find the model number, and then say, okay, search in my vicinity and see which store had it, and had to drive like 15, 20 miles to the store that had it in my area and never look back. The Erics. Uh, or is it the Erics or three Erics? Or no, the Erics. Jay says the torch is his best friend. Yeah, well, Jay. Thank you guys. I said bless you. That's what's up. Uh, So we got Jim's from Suburban Barbecue says hello all and hey Dash. All right, Jim, 2.61 terabytes, and we have 28 hours and 41 minutes left on this transfer. Oh, Jay, he says for barbecue. Okay, look. I'm not judging, Jay. I'm not judging at all. All right. You do you, boo. I'm hitting my candy stash again. I'm sorry. I find mine at the welding supplies at Home Depot. Well, you know what? I'm telling you, not every Home Depot carries them. It's one of those things because I had a hard time finding it. Well, Jay, you tell the missus I said hey, and glad I could provide that laugh. Them, this is crazy. So, sorry, of course, I'm eating candy. I'm gonna put that down. Jim, so how about I have a coworker who's pretty much going through the same exact rebuilding, the same exact raid array at his house. So we started talking, you and I started talking about this last week, and swapped out the drives, and I put the drives in and rebuilt the array. And when I went to try to expand the volume, it created 2 volumes or anything or whatever it was like that. And then it was like, okay, we can't expand the volume anymore because there's 2 volumes. So now we have to blow it away in order to do whatever. I did something wrong. My coworker, after I told him I did something wrong and had to blow it away and then actually save the data back to the NAS array, he said, no. There's a way to do it where you can expand the volume. So he tells me how to do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was last night. When I get into work today, he comes over to my office and he says, I think your way might be better. And I'm like, my way for, he said, to take all of the data that you have and transfer it off of the NAS array and then transfer it back to the NAS array. Because he said the expansion of the volume, he said, one, the NAS already did like a bit scan on the drives to make sure that they were suitable. And he said now in rebuilding his volume, they're basically reading and writing every single bit to each of the drives again. He's like, talk about smoke testing my drives. He's like, I put 4 drives in there. He said, I'm hoping after this whole thing is all settled that I don't have any failures, because he's like, it's running. Have a try tip. First one, any tips? Get a good meat thermometer and cook it to, I mean, it's up to you. Um, I like I like cooking my steaks to about 140 degrees. 135, 140. You have to just keep in mind that there's going to be some thicker parts and thinner parts. And the thicker parts, obviously, you're probably going to want to undercook them compared to the thinner parts, which are going to be overcooked, so you don't overcook them. Hopefully that makes sense. But just be careful. Get a good thermometer, an instant read thermometer. Yeah, right, sir. I Jim's gonna be putting up a video on Tuesday. Mm. See, I'm representing Jim. Jim asked me what happened to the stickers that he and Ryan put on my cutting board. Well, that's what happened to him. Uh-oh. Oh. Video?
So it's the whole thing together because I did it all at one time.
Mm.
So what I need you to do is take out.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Is in a folder called New.
All right. My wife gave me a homework assignment. Of course, it involves video editing at 10:16 at night on a Thursday. Yeah. On a Wednesday, rather. First love, what's going on? John, what's your method on? John says, "What's your method on a London broil?" I can't say that I've cooked enough London broil in order to have a method. I don't even know if I've ever cooked a London broil. Um, but if the name is any indication, maybe you broil it. I don't know, John. Seriously, I I will say that I just got to the point where I can get tri-tip reliably, and it's super expensive. So I haven't gotten much of it. I did cook some tri-tip a little while ago, but after our trip to Texas, my wife basically put the kibosh on me cooking anything beef. So I haven't cooked beef in at least, well, I made some sloppy Joe mix yesterday, or manwich actually. But other than that, that was the first beef I cooked in probably 3 weeks. Reza says he's heard that story before. Which story was that? Yeah. No problem, Jim. Handyman, this is Hal. Sorry I'm late. Don't apologize for being late, man. Sorry I couldn't. This is one of those things that's like, sorry I'm watching you live. How about that? Thank you, Jim, for hanging out. London Broil in the freezer. I don't know what to do. I got a backlog editing to do. Just finished pork belly and it's never ending. So, Texas barbecue guy, I tell you what, you feel like it's never ending now, but that time when you want to go away or that time when you get sick and you have a video already done and edited, that's when you'll be like, this is why you do multiple videos at one time, and this is why you do, um, because me, like, I have the intention of filming a video. Like, oh my gosh, this past weekend, I cooked some ribs on Monday. I cooked some ribs on Monday, and my wife told me she wanted some ribs, so I took the ribs out. I got them thawed out, and I got them seasoned, and I used some of the seasonings that I brought back from Texas, from Austin, and never used some of these seasonings before. Never used any of these seasonings before, actually. And I cooked these ribs, and we ended up going to the gym. And I didn't actually do a video on these ribs. Should I have done a video on the ribs? Yes, because that would have been a video for me to post. And it's like every time I cook something, I want to do a video. Every time I cook something, I don't always feel like doing a video. Every time I want to do a video or have the intention to do a video, I don't always feel like cooking. Hopefully you understand the difference between those three, but just know that sometimes you need to cook and you need to get something done quickly, and adding camera equipment to the entire situation, the entire equation can double your cook time. And then that's just the video portion. That doesn't even include the editing portion. Yes, I understand. Definitely understand. Cooker, weekend, fast 400 degrees in the egg for about 25 minutes. Not bad, but I've had better. All right, we got Chef Young. He's going to chime in. So he says he cut an 8-kilogram ribeye in half, rub it generously, smoke for 2 hours at 120 degrees until it's around 110 internally. Blast chill it, slice the order, and grill it over a volcanic rock grill. Huh. Yeah, Kent, it's after meeting you and dealing with you in that hot seat survivor chat, this is what happens to my beard. It's all your fault. Anybody need any salt and pepper for whatever they're cooking? Yes, I did get my Uncle Steve's. I actually got some Uncle Steve shake while I was in Texas. I think, well, maybe you missed the live stream, but I met Uncle Steve. Maybe you didn't hear me say it. I met Uncle Steve, and then while I was there, I gave him a couple bucks, and he sent some. So I do have some. You can't see. Oh, you can't see it because it's behind me. My wife moved it off the table. Oh no, she put it up there. Anyway, I do have some of the shake. I haven't. I'm telling you, Jay, my wife has pretty much told me that I can't cook anything. Oh crap! Hold on 1 second. Put some chicken in the sink to thaw out, and they start putting dishes over top of it. Daggone kids. Think they would have put it in the refrigerator? No. Kids. Sorry. So I took some chicken out earlier this morning that I was going to cook for dinner. And then we ended up getting dinner. I won't say delivered. I had to go get it. But then I ended up getting dinner, so I didn't cook it. And of course, because I didn't cook in the kitchen, I didn't look in the sink. So, yeah. All right. Johnny's back. And he says hello to everyone else. If it is, if you overcook, you throw it away. Wow. Ooh. First Love says, my wife says she can beat me in a rib cooking contest by cooking ribs in a crock pot. I told her if she ever said that again, he's gonna get her drug tested. No comment. But I will tell you, ribs that come out of a crock pot, they pretty darn good because of the fact that they are cooked so lowly and slowly that they just fall apart, man. And some people love that, and other people know better. The ribs that I did over the week, well, on Monday, were actually a little overcooked. I cooked them on the Weber kettle. Those of you guys again saw on Instagram. I cooked them on the Weber kettle with the slow and sear, and the cook went fine. I wrapped them up, and then when I wrapped them up, we actually went to the gym, and we spent about an hour and a half at the gym. And by the time I got back home, they were done. They were a little overdone. Well, that's fine. Chrome highlights. Yeah, Jay. He sent me a package, and I got the package earlier this week. Just haven't used it yet. I haven't cooked anything really. The chicken I took out, my intention was actually to use the gosh, the chicken the Uncle Steve shake on that. Well, Ricer, you're a better man than me. Hey, John, thank you very much for hanging out. Really appreciate you. Smoking goodness, how you doing this evening? Ricer, you see Jay talking about, I've done that before too, many times making a video on the live stream here. Jeez, 75 G's, 3 layers. Ugh, goodness. I wish it was 75 degrees here. Right, Ricer? William says, hey, yo, just popping in to say what's up right quick. Got to go to the grocery to get baby some milk. Well, thank you, sir, for popping on and hanging out. If you haven't already, I know I made mention over an hour ago. Please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Big pork chop with it today, and it turned out fantastic. Video probably Friday. Nice. Johnny, I'm looking forward to seeing more about that temperature control. Torrance says, I finally bought a pair of those heat-resistant gloves. See? You bought a pair of those heat-resistant gloves, and you now can actually touch your phone to comment. See how that works? That's dope. I was scared it was going to mess up one of those wraps when cooking like that. Well, shoot. I'm glad to see they turned out right for you, Jay, because I was worried. Like, yo, he's got too much stuff on that grill. Next time I cook ribs, I'm doing the 3-2-1 method, the 2-2-1 method to see if we can stop overcooking them. Here's the thing. I tell you guys all the time, I do not cook to time. I cook to temperature. I cook to temperature. I had somebody hit me up when they were cooking a brisket, and they were like, dude, it hit. Ricer, was it you? You were using the pit barrel, and he's like, it hit temperature in like 4 hours. Okay. Like, how did it hit the temperature in 4 hours? Because it got to the temperature. That's it. And it turned out okay, right? Yeah, I think. But sometimes your fire is burning hotter than you think. So if your temperature, like that whole 3-2-1 method, apparently you're supposed to be cooking at like 225 degrees. That's way low. So, Eric says I'm going to do a turkey this weekend. Any suggestions to change it up a bit? I just rubbed down with butter and pepper. I'm not gonna lie, I do my turkeys the same way, but not the same way with butter and pepper, but the same way how I do mine. But maybe just try a different seasoning. I know when I was in Texas at Rudy's, they have a turkey seasoning. I mean, maybe you can find a turkey specific seasoning and maybe stray away from pepper and butter and get more herbal. I don't know. I mean, rosemary works good in poultry. Brining, I'm sure he meant to say. Texas Barbecue Guy says, I use the 221 method at 250 degrees and it's perfect every time. Well, Eric, we talked about this. It's not a dry brine, it's a quick cure. Well, so here's the thing. If your ribs are falling off the bone before you cut them, then they're definitely overcooked. So if you're doing a 3-2-1, maybe you need to do like a 2.5 hour and a half an hour. Or you get a temperature or thermometer that you can plug into that thing and monitor the temperature on those ribs. And once those ribs get to about 195 degrees, you start poking them and seeing if they're done to your likeness. And ribs, most common wisdom says between like 198 and 201 or 203 or something like that to give you a 5-degree window. And yeah. Jay, I could see you challenge yourself, man. I was challenged for you. Shoot. No such thing as a dry brine. It is a quick cure. Well, right, so it happens, man. It happens. And Johnny knows me so well. What is... I'm gonna let it go. I'm throwing 2 of my candy and pretend like I didn't see it. Hey Lou, thank you very much for hanging out. Yeah. So Lou, I was thinking, one of my good friends growing up, his name was Demetrius, first name Demetrius, and we used to call him Meat. So I don't know. I was trying to think of a Lou Meat, like a Lou Meat artist, or I don't know. I feel like a new nickname's coming on. Just give me time. Smoking Goodness says you can do the bend test to check if your ribs are done. True. But sometimes you have other things to do. That's why I like using thermometers. The thermometers will get you close, and then you kind of just feel it out. Yeah. Victor says, Eric, make a butter and white wine sauce and inject the bird. I've seen people do that. I'm not big on injections. Johnny, you know me so well. Things you're 100% correct about the dry brine. There is no such thing as a dry brine. As a dry brine. I do more Angus ribs than pork. My wife loves the pork ribs charred. Drives me nuts. What? Man, you can't grill ribs. You gotta smoke them. I'm a bender. I always say if it's flexy, it's ready. I do the bend test. I go from 1 rib to 2 ribs. When I do it, all right. Just giving me email address. Trying ribs, good. They smoke ribs. It's a Thai thing, okay. Mexican and Korean barbecue too. Yep. I'm trying to break her out of the habit. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do it. If that's how she likes her ribs, and that's how she likes her ribs. Hit that like button. Eric says, yes, please, and thank you guys in advance. Really, really do appreciate you guys hanging out. Charles says, I'm so hit or miss with my briskets, like 50% on making a juicy one. What's the trick to consistently making a good brisket? Wrapping the brisket up. The wrapping the brisket is going to help you braise the brisket, and braising while the brisket is sweating more or less is what is going to give you the best consistent flavor, the consistent moisture from your brisket. Other than the fact that you just need to make sure your temperatures stay consistent, that can also be a driving factor in drying out briskets, is overcooking them or hot spots, or you know your thermometer, which is here, says you're at 250 degrees, but your brisket, which is right here, is running at 3 1/4 on the bottom side, because you don't have like a diverter plate, or you don't have any water in the cooker. There's a lot of different variables, man. We're gonna need some more information. Then I have a 50-50 shot. uh, Charles, I use foil, but here we go again. See, you guys who are here on the live stream, you get all of the behind the scenes talk about the cooks. So, I guess, well, I was on Amazon, and I don't know, like I was just kind of scrolling, and I found, excuse me, some pink butcher paper, and I said, "Oh man, pink butcher paper!" And then right under it was like, "Those who bought pink butcher paper also brought brown butcher paper, or search, excuse me, or search for brown butcher paper." And I was like, "Oh, brown butcher paper." And I'm looking at the brown butcher paper. It was like, people who look for brown butcher paper also look for white butcher paper. I was like, man. So I clicked on the white, and then it kind of took me back in a circle. So I was like, all right. So I said, you know what? It would be kind of cool to do a comparison between pink butcher paper, brown butcher paper, and white butcher paper, because I had never cooked with butcher paper. I always wrap my stuff in foil, and more specifically, foil pans to capture the juices and to be able to help with transportation. Now, I did a brisket not too long ago, and I cooked with aluminum foil, and it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, but that's okay. That's okay. But what I did was I went to Sam's, and I got the chuck roast. Okay, and this chuck roast was sliced thinly, and there were 3 chuck roasts in this pack. How convenient! I have 3 different types of butcher paper I want to try. I have 3 chuck roasts. I'm going to wrap them up in the, well, actually, I cooked them naked on the pellet grill for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and then I wrapped each one of them up in a different butcher paper. And the results were interesting. And I guess this is about here when you think I'm going to start talking about a video. But I didn't put out a video. I didn't even film it. But I will be filming that comparison at some point later down the line. So those results that happen are going to stay up here. And those of you guys who want to know will need to stay tuned. Ricer says pans, and Eric says pans for sure. I agree. I prefer pans over anything else, but I was trying to step outside of my comfort zone and do something different to try butcher paper. Just finished my first jump smoker. I haven't cooked any yet, but it held 225, 250 for 18 hours while I was burning it in. He was impressed. Pat, I'm telling you, it's one of those things, man. You don't believe it until you see it. Nice. Use that Texas peach paper. All right. Do them all. Char, smoke, confetti, edible, rolled, pack, and a bubble mix. Gosh, man, you guys. Victor, yes. No, Victor is not on Instagram. Mr. Hockett is. Victor needs to get on Instagram because Victor, I told Victor, like I tell you, Eric, you can expand your barbecue from using hashtags that are easier to search on Instagram, and you can see and find other. I want to make a brisket on my grill, sear and smoke, totally different style of brisket. Okay, I don't know, man, Jay. I think if you do it, Jay, definitely very little charcoal on your, and actually I think you would want to do like a snake method to get some smoke on that thing, and then take it out and finish it in the house in the oven. Just because I don't know, man, you don't have the real estate inside of the chamber to put, excuse me, enough charcoal in my opinion, for what you would need to finish that cook. It's not this time. Mesquite Nation, rise up. Oh. Yeah, you can talk to me. When he talks to me, we have in-depth conversations in the comments. So, unfortunately, that's nothing new for him because he knows I reply to comments, and just like I know he replies to comments. So, dope. But Eric's pretty good about commenting on some of the pictures I post on Instagram, and it really does end up being like a behind the scenes of what I'm going to be cooking or what I'm going to be doing a video on, or the Instagram can sometimes be a narration for some of the videos that I post, because I need to try to get people to come to my YouTube channel, but it's one of those things where the folks on Facebook are the folks on Facebook, the folks on Instagram are the folks on Instagram, the folks on YouTube are the folks on YouTube. Now there is some definite co-mingling, but of the 7,800 subscriber or followers I have on Instagram, maybe less than 100 are following me on YouTube, and then of the 7,800 on Instagram, probably 50, if that, are following me on Facebook. Now, I've told you guys, some of you guys before, that I try to treat my Facebook just for personal stuff. So don't get offended if I don't accept your friend request, if you send me a friend request. Just because, like, I try to keep that personal. Instagram, hit me up. YouTube, obviously, you guys know, hit me up. But Facebook, I try to keep it personal. Best thing, background works. Goes in, and you guys don't see all the movement I have to do. Oh, shoot, I understand. This is a set temp you like to use for brisket. I try to cook at 250 to 275 degrees. I shoot for 250 degrees, but then there are times when I know that I need to cook a brisket a little faster. I'll cook at 275. But when I wrap my briskets, I bump the temperature up. No secret. I'm not spending 18 hours at the grill. Hell no. Us real cookers need to stick together You guys are so funny. Take your mesquite and sit in the corner. I don't hate on mesquite. It's just not my favorite. Anyway, all right, guys, we're rounding third here, and I gotta look and see what the heck my wife wants me to do with whatever video she just handed me. Oh goodness. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. Really want to. We got a couple more minutes. We'll go for 2 hours. Any competitions or compilations in the future? Let's see. Dash, do I add any liquid to the foil when I wrap ribs? No, do not. So what I found, and the reason why I don't put liquid when I wrap anything, is I talked about it years ago. I had a cook that was going, and this was for a friend of mine, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna put some apple juice in with the pork shoulder, because I keep hearing it. People love it when they do that. I put some apple juice in with the pork shoulder and then finish the cook. It slowed down my cook by 4 hours. 4 hours. I was late. And the good thing was, this pulled pork was for a friend of mine whose mother, was a surprise birthday party for his mother. So he's like, hey man, I'll meet you up at the spot at like 3 o'clock. I'm gonna be driving past there because I'm gonna be doing something unrelated. I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit him up and I'm like, yo, your pork shoulder's not done yet. He's like, oh no, don't worry about it. And an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, finally about almost 4 hours, I'm probing it and temping it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, finally. Took it out and pulled it like nothing ever happened. And hindsight being 2020, I realized that the liquid I put into the foil pan with the pork shoulder dropped the temperature inside of that environment. And what ended up happening was the liquid had to come up to temperature before the meat could start climbing in temperature again. So never do I add anything. Competitions, okay. Just maybe an SEA event here or there. Have a good night. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. I'll cut you short. Yeah, I know. Smoking goodness. Thank you very much. My dirty dancing voice. You don't sit mesquite in the corner. Yes, I do. I do. I do. Mike Hall, how are you doing this evening? I'm just chilling, enjoying my candy. I bought a bag of these and just gonna kind of eat my candy that I shouldn't be eating. But every now and again, treat yourself. I heard somebody say something recently, and it was, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. I told her, I said, I'm going to have to use that one. Smoking goodness, thank you very much for hanging out. Or I really do appreciate it. Hey, Jack, Betty, thank you very much. Jack says, until next week, smoke on. It's like, hi ho, Silver. This is exit line. Smoke on. All right, first of all, smokers, says good night, guys. Mesquite for life. He said he's out. Goodness gracious, man. Tell these guys that I don't like mesquite because I don't have it in my area and they want to take it personally. Don't take it personally. Oh, man. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thank you so very much for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me on the way out. Would greatly appreciate it. Let's go. Shoot, Mike. I already know. I still sound and feel congested. Unloaded at work. Gotta head home. Everyone have a great night. Mo butter, baby. Mo butter, baby. I see you. Rick, I'll be honest. I looked into something today, and the problem was, I think it was just my work computer. I couldn't get there from my work computer, and I was like, oh man. And I didn't have my personal laptop open and we're up. But I got you, Victor. I got you. All right, guys. Thank you so very much again for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, again, please hit that thumbs up. Thanks in advance. I'll see you guys next time.